All right. All right. I think I'm live. Hello, everyone. I hope, am I live? Geneva, let me know if I'm live or not. Awesome. All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Mike Norris. I am yet to be a published author, but I am so close to being there. My first book, Awoken, part of the Primal Age series, will be published on November 2nd. So that's something very exciting that I'm, obviously very excited about. Um, just to let you guys know a little bit more about me, just kind of an introduction. I live in Missouri. I have just moved here about a year ago with my beautiful wife and my little girl. We actually used to live on the East Coast, and we were, kind of city people until the big COVID thing happened. And so we ended up moving out here to the country, and gave me time to write and to really focus on what I love, which is lit RPG and cultivation. And hey, TJ, how you doing? Welcome. And yeah, so being an author is kind of something that I've always loved and wanted to be, and I finally got around to it after 30 years of life. To the chagrin of my brother, who always told me that I needed to be an author. Have a beard. So you're already holding on to the two main tropes, the male writers in this space. That's right, TJ. For some reason, most of the writers in this trope happen to be quite bald and bearded fellows. So hopefully that's only with the men. But that's very true. But yeah, so just to give you guys a quick rundown, kind of what brought me to the space. I've always been an avid reader. The first books I ever read when I was young was Harry Potter, and that's really kind of what got me into fantasy reading. And obviously, Lord of the Rings came from there, and all the good ones. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? Thanks. And yeah, so man, I started reading high fantasy, epic fantasy, pretty much everything I could get my hands on. Terry Goodkind, the sort of his books. My favorite was Robert Jordan. I mean, he was just the titan. I know a lot of people are gonna hit me on this, but I think Robert Jordan was way better than Tolkien when writing the Wheel of Time series, opposed to Lord of the Rings. Not to say Lord of the Rings wasn't good, but I definitely think Robert Jordan was always my favorite. Super sad when he died, but then another time, Brandon Sanderson came in and knocked it out of the park, finished up using Sanderson's notes on that. So yeah, I mean, after that, I just kind of kept reading, and then finally, about 2018, 2019, I came across Lit RPG, which obviously with Dr. Kong, Alaron Kong, and the Land series, I just picked it up, and I just remember reading as much as I could, and blazing straight through the entire series. I think at that point, he was up to book, I don't know, I think it was maybe book 6. I think that was the book he was done with. Hey Kyle, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks, Geneva. And so yeah, from there I was just like, man, what kind of books are these? Lit RPG. I kind of looked a little more into the genre, and then just started going from there. Found some of my other favorite series. I'm sure some of you guys will be familiar. Michael Chatfield's The Ten Realms, Will White's the Cradle series. I mean, those were just amazing series that came out, and I was just sucking them up as they came out. And thankfully, both Will and Michael are just very fast writers, so there was always pumping them out. Um, but yeah, so what really got me into writing, and I'll show you guys Awoken here. I finally got my proof copy, so here you guys go. There's a paperback. Um, Awoken is kind of more of a cultivation side of the trope. I don't like doing the graphs and the charts, so maybe for the next series I'll do something more kind of focused on lit RPG. But for this one, I really want to do cultivation because just I'm coming off of finishing the Cradle series, and was very very inspired by Will's writing. And so yeah, it just follows the adventures of Renly Thorn, who we call Ren, and David Thorn, who is his cousin, as they embark on a majestic journey after an apocalypse happens, which brings cultivation to Earth. And so it's kind of a mix between post-apocalyptic and cultivation. And yeah, I mean, I am already working on book 2. Hopefully that'll be coming out sometime next year, early, and as well as the audiobook. But yeah, Awoken, it is out for pre-order now, so please pre-order. I would really appreciate it, guys. The audiobook is also coming out. I think audiobook will actually come out a few days before this. As you guys know, you can't really what is it, schedule the launch of an audiobook on Audible. So there is that. So just keep an eye out. Rachel, you had a question? Oh, what Harry Potter house? Oh, absolutely Slytherin. Slytherin, it is the house to be in. I don't do any of that Gryffindor, and definitely no Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw. Slytherin is the way to go. As you can tell from my color scheme on Awoken, you can totally tell green is one of my favorite colors, and so dark green. And so yeah, I definitely like that. The darker, kind of mysterious and broody side of fantasy, and so you'll definitely see that a little bit in the Woken. Yeah, why don't you guys comment? Let me know what house you guys are at. Hopefully you guys will have some fellow Slytherins here as well. But yeah, so I want to talk a little bit more about cultivation. I think a lot of people consider it separate from lit RPG, but to me, I feel it's really a subgenre of the entire trope. A lot of writers that I've seen have been kind of mixing them both together with tables, kind of graphing out the cultivation bases. System Universe has been doing such great. Who else? I believe a couple other ones as well. You guys can comment if you've read some of those as well. Ravenclaw, no, Rachel, no, not Ravenclaw. That is just not what we want around here. But I guess each their own. No worries about that. But yeah, cultivation, man, there's so much you can do with it, right? The building up of the characters, physical and then spiritual body, combining that into just a powerhouse of a character. And there's so many ways you can go about it. You can really go about it the set, Eastern cultivation, legends, with your Dantian and being a nascent soul and just going through that. Or you can also fudge with it a little bit, just kind of like Will White's Cradle series, and you can go by tiers such as gold, silver, and I've seen some other ones as well use that. And Awoken, we actually use stages. So you will see kind of a little different take on that, at least my take on that. It's a little similar, but kind of I feel like the colors and the scales of that are kind of a little bit overplayed already, so kind of wanted to give my own take on it. But yeah, it'll be out in audiobook, like I said, hardcover, paperback. Right now, obviously on ebook, and it's going to be exclusively on Amazon. Maybe that'll change later on as we progress in the series. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, shoot them up before we keep going. If you have any questions about Awoken, anything you guys have any questions about cultivation. I don't profess to be a cultivation master, but I do think it is my favorite genre to read, and so I think I am pretty proficient in it. So what was inspiration for my book? Man, that's a tough one. It's like, what do you do every day of your life? I don't know. I think my inspiration more than anything was kind of trying to bring something new to the trope. Like I said, a lot of cultivation books that you see out there are just kind of repeats of the same kind of structure, maybe a little bit different in takes. But if you had seen my other panel that I was on, I think, Geneva, I don't remember what the panel was called, but it was based on realism. Bringing that to fantasy and into the genre. Awoken is going to be very realistic when it comes to life experiences. It's a lot of the times we see a lot of characters develop in a story and they're very kind of wishy-washy, or things phase them very easily. They're very upset that they had to kill a beast or a monster. And that affects their progression going forward. This is not going to be the case. Ren and Dave are very proficient at killing things due to their upbringing, and they are a balance of realism and convenience. That was a great panel. We talked a lot about that, bringing realism to the trope. And like I said, Dave and Ren, they are not shy about taking down monsters, because at the end of the day, it's their life that are on the line. And I see in a lot of different novels that that kind of realism is not really brought forth into the story and then built into the characters, like their mental health, what they're doing. Obviously killing another human being in the novel is going to be something that affects them, but at the same time it's either them or the characters that they killed. So it's really going to be a little bit different on that. Do you prefer cultivation through soul cultivation or mind cultivation? I prefer through soul cultivation. I believe that gives you a little bit more options when it comes to character growth. I haven't really seen too much through mind. I know there was a couple of touch points in like Michael Chatfield's The 10 Realms where, they're body cultivating, and one of them was, they have to cultivate, part of the mind as well. And I feel in cultivation, you always touch on cultivating the mind and increasing reaction and reflexes and being able to process things faster. So I think that's just part of it, and part of body cultivation and growing as a character, through the stages or tiers, whatever you have in a certain novel. So there's always that. But yeah, I wanted to see. Let me see how much time we have. We don't have too much, but I wanna actually read a bit for you guys. Kind of give you a teaser of what the book is going to be. So if in the meantime, you guys can also put more questions down, whatever you guys want to know. And here we go. I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs from one of the chapters in Awoken. This is from chapter 16, and it's titled Wendigos and Thistles. So it says, 2 humans and an elf ran at breakneck speed across the forest floor. The elf on occasion would jump in the air while turning to launch several air blades behind him. The motions were smooth and practiced, sheathing his sword as he touched back down and resuming his run alongside his 2 human companions. Did you get him? Dave shouted. The elf, with a condescending look on his face, turned slightly to look at Dave. If I had, do you think I would still be running? Hey, no need to get salty. Salt? What does salt have to do with any of this? Can you both just shut your pie holes? Ren interrupted the bickering. We need to come up with a plan before whatever those things are catch up to us, or worse, attract other beasts. Wendigos, Silas clarified, and I don't understand what baked goods have to do with our situation. Rand gave the elf a dirty look, continuing to run on. Also, Wendigos are highly territorial. Really? How did you figure that out? Rand yelled, gesturing to the Wendigos howling and chasing after them. They are so kind and welcoming. Silas ignored him, continuing as though he was never interrupted. They're usually not as large as these bastards, but that's what happens when you're in the Emerald Sea. Beasts are always stronger than normal here. For now, we just need to keep moving until we are out of their territory, at which point they should turn back. Probably. Silas shouted as he jumped over a fallen log. Using a finely crafted limb of air key, he helped a cursing Dave over the obstacle, nearly tripping him up. Well, we can't fight them. There's about 10 of them, all apprentice stage. The alpha looks to be journeyman stage, Ren shouted back, short of breath from having to run all and talk at the same time. They better break off soon, because we've been running for 3 hours now, and they're still on our asses. Dave shouted, his tail flicking from side to side behind him. The trio had been traveling north towards the mountains since their encounter with the assassin. It had taken them 3 days trekking through the wilds, having to often retrace their path to move around particularly nasty beasts or natural obstacles like cliffs. They stopped at a small stream and began setting up camp for the day when a terrifying scream tore through the air, as 3 pale, lanky-limbed beasts had appeared out of nowhere. Not even the elf had noticed their presence until they charged the party. Having fought and killed dozens of beasts, the trio had organized into a formation they had grown comfortable with during the course of their travels. Dave took point as their tank, holding against any frontal assault. Silas would then provide DPS, using his multitude of skills to avoid having the beast flank them, and dealing out damage whenever he saw an opening. Ren acted in a reserve capacity, plugging holes in the line with his crossbow, or moving in close quarters to support Dave and Silas with his newly acquired daggers. The creature that charged them were straight out of a horror story. They had pale, leathery skins with claws protruding from their hands and feet. Their faces were a mess of furrows and wrinkles. Large ruby eyes glared at them in fury. Their mouths were a mess of pointed teeth and fangs. Their skin looked to be stretched tight across their bodies, their muscles rippling as they raced to attack. As the first creature crashed into Dave, the sickening thud of his mace impacting the creature's outstretched arms sounded out like a gunshot. Bones were broken, jagged pieces sticking out from the pale leathery skin of the creature's forearms. The force of its own momentum carried it straight into Dave, pushing him back several steps and biting at his neck. All right, so I'll stop there just to give you a little teaser of kind of what's going on. They encountered a Wendigo, which is a sacred beast, which is what we call monsters in the Woken in the Primal Age universe here, and they have begun to fight. The chapter begins with them kind of a forethought of them. They were running through the forest already, moving away from this battle, and then it kind of goes back in time and describes how they began the encounter and stuff. So let's see, we got some questions here. If you were at your birthday dinner, TJ, and the waiter put a major BJ birthday cake in front of you, would you eat it? If you don't get this context, it's going to make it so much more cringe, and I love that fact. Oh man, it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. I would say we would just go for it. We would just freaking just smash our face straight in there and just get it over with. That's great. And then we have another question from Kyle Wilkinson. It says, what drove you to pursue cultivation over other subgenres to write in? Well, that's a really great question. And I think it's just I prefer cultivation over lit RPG. Not to say that I don't like lit RPG. I mean, it's what led me to cultivation in the first place. And like I said, I believe cultivation is kind of a subgenre, and it's so intermingled nowadays with lit RPG and so many novels. But I love the progression. I love when during cultivation when you tier up or you stage up, it's almost a form of leveling up. It's almost kind of the same thing as lit RPG style. But it kind of gives it a more depth. You have to find natural treasures to cultivate and to absorb the energy, which in the Primal Age universe is called ki. And from there, you forge your body, you forge your soul, you intermix that together, and you form kind of more of a celestial body, and you keep staging up from there. I mean, a little RPG, it's kind of just levels, right? It's just like a video game. You go through levels, you gain experience, and you just keep going up and up and up, gaining skills and things. The great thing about the Primal Age universe is the characters also do have skills, but they have a finite amount of them, and they gain them every time they stage up. So every time they go to a higher stage, they are I don't want to ruin it, but they're taken somewhere where they are allowed to kind of choose between several options. And so it really comes down to the cultivator and what they want the progression to be, and kind of what they want their own path to develop in. In the Primal Age universe, we also have paths, just like in Will Wright's Cradle series. And these paths are very important. They define the cultivator and how they go about their life, and whether they want to focus more on kind of being a supportive cultivator in battles, healing, whether they want to be a tank like Dave, whether they want to be an all-rounder, whether they want to be specialized, maybe in a certain element. So paths are huge. And from there, specific skills are granted to them to choose from as they stage up. So that is kind of a little breakdown of how that works in the Primal Age universe here. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked the description and the little teaser there for you guys. There's also obviously a lot more fighting and other scenes in the book that you'll get to. And I look forward to you guys letting me know your thoughts, and hopefully seeing some reviews on Amazon about that. And with that, I want to announce a contest. So it'll be my first author contest, and I'm announcing it here. And I will be choosing the best Amazon review. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's 1 star or 5 star, whatever it is. The best Amazon review that I find within, let's say 48 hours of publishing the book, I will actually write them into the book as a character. I can't promise it'll be a major character, but I can promise it'll be at least like a mid-tier character. So they will be throughout the series. Whether they die or not, we'll see. Like I said, I'm keeping it very real, bringing a lot of realism. So characters will die. Characters will be gone, and a lot of things will be changing. So TJ, what did you say, TJ? I thought it was a giant troll who lives under the bridge and only lets people pass across if they know they work with. Thanks, TJ. Yes. a lot of trolls under the passes. Actually, that's a good idea to write into a cultivation novel. I've never seen that before. Trolls under a bridge and just kind of play out that trope in cultivation. That'd be kind of fun. So maybe we'll do that. Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, so you guys have to let me know how good that is. But yeah, so contest, guys. Let your friends know. Let everybody know. Whoever puts up the best review, like I said, I don't care if it's 5 stars or 1 star, it doesn't matter. I will choose for them to write into the book, and I'll actually ask you questions about who you are, what you like, kind of what you would like in the character, and we'll write you in, and you'll be a part of the Primal Age universe throughout the series. And I do plan on having a pretty long series, kind of like Cradle. We will at least have 8 to 10 books. So. Oh, thanks, Rachel. I thought it was a good idea too, so that's why I said it. Make sure you go comment. I won't have any biases though, even if you're here. So you'll have to write a awesome review, good or bad, either way. So I'll let you know. But yeah, I think that I think a lot of authors need to kind of involve the community a lot more. We're each other's support system. The genre, lit RPG, cultivation, game lit, dungeon core. The genre is growing so much, right? I mean, it's not just high fantasy, epic fantasy that's out there anymore, and we're really growing in Steam and in culture. I mean, you guys here are just proof of that. I'm a nobody yet, in the space, but you guys are here listening to little old me talk about my novel, and I appreciate that. And I think we should always be doing that for other authors, and be each other's support system, like I said. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, shoot. We still have a few more minutes, I believe. TJ, can you make my character a rock? And I just scream Britney Spears lyrics as people pass by. That's actually not a bad idea either. I think we could maybe even work with that. A rock character, that'd be cool. Kind of maybe make you a Geodude kind of type character. And it doesn't have to be, like a humanoid character. It could also be a type of sacred beast. In the Primal Age universe, as we get through the story, there are multiple races. So you'll have, elves, dwarves, you'll have giants, obviously humans, and a couple other ones that I won't spoil for you guys. But sacred beasts will also be able to gain sentience, right? A lot of these sacred beasts, because of their evolving, they will also be very intelligent, and will be able to interact sometimes with other cultivators, sometimes that are trying to hunt them down and kill them. So that is also a possibility we can look at. It's really kind of it'll be a fun little experiment to see. Maybe we'll even do for every book. And yeah, we'll see. Want to be a giant, Rachel? Okay, yeah, they are one of the main races in the Primal Age universe. They are down in the south of the world. I did make a world map. It's a little bit crude, but I believe it is still cool. Let me see if I can find that in the book here. Show you guys really quick. You can see it on my Instagram page if you guys ever want to go to my Instagram page and find me there. You guys can see it. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. Anyways, if you guys want to see a better, more high definition shot than that, you guys can find me on Instagram, and you guys can take a look. But they are one of the kingdoms. They are 7 kingdoms, and oh yeah, I love maps too. I actually made it on Incarnate. If any of you guys are familiar with that, is a map making online software, free, that anybody can use. And I think being an indie author, I think trying to do as much as you can, trying to save as much cost as you can, and just really working on it. It took me like 6 months to make it. So yeah, I think it's great. Check it out. But yeah, we can definitely talk about giantess Rachel if your review is the best. On Geodude, yes, Geodude is definitely a possibility. Maybe like the evolved form, like what is it called, Grappler, or I don't know what the evolved form of that one is. So yeah, we can definitely do that. You can reach your ankles, Ryan. Don't tempt me. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm missing something, but it sounds a little dirty to me. Just saying, Rachel. But yeah, anyways, I think we are pretty close on time. yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for everything, for being here. I thought there'd be like maybe one or two people, but I really appreciate you guys. I am always open to networking and connecting with other authors and fans and readers. So if you guys ever want to just give me a shout out and work on something together, or get my 2 cents on an arc on an arc book, I am more than happy to jump on and read something before it's published. I am in a drought for books all the time. So what does Ryan say here? Ryan, need you please clean them while you're down there. It's so hard to. Okay, so it wasn't dirty. All right, guys. Well, I think we have 5 minutes left. So if you guys got any questions, about cultivation, quick, about the Awoken book one, and any questions about the races, how we do cultivation, how we're going to be doing it? Nothing. Guess everybody went shy here. Let's see. Do we got any other questions here? Nah, congrats, man. Looking forward to picking it up and becoming a giant in your next book. I hope so, Rachel. I hope you are the winner. Like I said, I won't be biased though, so no promises. Website, Discord. I don't have any Discords. I don't have a Discord yet. I do have a website. I am on Facebook. I'm trying to see if I can find myself here and send you guys the link really quick before we go. Yeah, we'll post it here on StreamYard. I don't know where to post it. I'll send it to Geneva and she can post it really quick. That's my Facebook, and let me see if I can get the Instagram really quick up here for you guys. I might not be able to. Yeah, my Instagram handle is author Michael Noris, Michel, Noris. So I just sent it to Geneva. She can post that on there for you guys. Yeah, you can find me there. I always post kind of updates mostly on Instagram. I got to do better about being on social media on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, you guys can try me find me there. Let me know how to find you guys, and I will definitely follow and read everything you guys have. Like I said, I'm in a drought all the time about trying to read good novels. So I'm always open to give feedback as well. Trying to find myself a writer, and he's deep. The whole package. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, I'm always trying to find myself. I'm lost all the time. I'm trying to find where I left off and where my latest manuscript is on my desktop. And sometimes I'm looking at an old manuscript and I realize I have 3,000 words into writing that day. I like your look, bald guy look is back, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Bald look. I do got to shave the stubble. But I actually had a huge beard about 2 weeks ago, and I shaved it. It's just time. I shave about every 2 years. So, with that being said, guys, well, thanks for everything. I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, find me, shoot me a comment, shoot me a message on Instagram. I always reply there. If you guys ever need anything, I'm always here to help as well. And like I said, thanks for coming. So, any last minute questions or words, thoughts, ideas, hopes, dreams? No. All right, guys. Well, like I said, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I have a lot of